we're both tired, so we're gonna have to. Yes, it's good. We're both gonna have to keep each other awake through this.
That's like the straightest it's been since we started.
Yeah, any minute though it would be kicked sideways again, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we have people down there. Because that's now the clubhouse for Warhammer. I don't know if you, because we have a big Warhammer table that fits in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where we've been playing Warhammer. And so the Warhammer guys are sitting literally around this table. So. And we have Lawnmower Elves. For Elves. Fighting the good fight, doing the right thing. Inquisition. That's probably your...
Gonna hit every card.
Hey, no, if there's a company... It didn't. You probably take out... probably a Zuri here. Taking out Heritage Druid doesn't do anything because there's another one. Taking out a Mystic doesn't really do much here. Maybe the Mystic is also a good choice here. Because you can really shut them low on mana. But I think you either take a Zuri or the Mystic. You don't care much about Heritage Druid because he has 2. Or, nope, take a Heritage Druid.
How many Azuris do you normally run? Is it a 4?
It's
I assume not.
Anywhere from 2 to 4.
Okay.
And it draws the land, reveals one of the elves that was in his hand before. And basically plays out his hand. All that's left now is going to be an Azuri, or all that's going to be left is a company.
Coco.
3 mana, Azuri.
So that's a pretty good start for Elves.
Yep. It doesn't do much. It doesn't represent a ton of damage for turn 2, but... Alright, he's got a K command in his hand. Draw for David. Looks like a Dwinnen's Elite. That's a pretty good draw.
A lot of extra mana.
So what I think you do here... Oh, it's... Cast Company... Rick Sage. So what I would have liked to see there is just play Dwinnen's Elite. Say go. And then you have the ability to pump your entire board in response to anything. If he tries to kill something with like a bolt or something.
Yeah.
Or if he doesn't, then you get to company. At the end of turn.
Yeah.
Did he just put nothing into play off of that company?
I saw... Wait, what?
I saw a Rex Sage in there.
And I saw a Landwar Elves.
Oh, they're there. They're on the very end.
Oh. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that too. Like he had to have something there.
Let me see something. Nope. There we go. Give me 1 sec to fix some things. Cards are going to be a little bit smaller. But we're going to get to see the entire board. There we go. It's a little better. And we're back. I would have liked to see Brandon Wolfe fire off his Kolaghan's command on his own, like, main phase it. Because at this point, it's not going to do anything, actually.
That's a lot of Elves.
Mm-hmm. Going for the basics. Players still maintaining their high life totals, 19 to 20. K command. What happened to the? I thought he had an Arc Druid down. He does have an Arc Druid down. Yep.
Okay.
There it is. He's explaining now that the K command won't actually kill Azuri. And if he tries to kill anything, there's the concession. Yep. If he tries to kill anything, David can just respond and regenerate with Azuri.
Yeah.
I think what Brandon made the mistake on was not firing off his company or that K command on turn 3.
Yeah, he clearly
kill
didn't
Azuri.
realize
Mm-hmm.
what was going on there.
I don't know what else in David's sideboard. I actually don't hate. He's looking at this. Yep, he brought in Essence Wardens, which oddly enough I don't hate here, because if Brandon just like plays out a bunch of spirit tokens, David's gonna end up gaining life on everyone.
Yeah.
Every spell that Brandon casts with a young pyromancer down gains him a life, if he
Sounds
doesn't
good.
kill it. I don't hate that. I've also been trying to figure out how to play Lizalana Huntmaster in Modern.
I don't know what it is.
It says when you cast an elf spell, put a 1/1 elf warrior token into play for 4 mana for a 3/3. And I really want to play in Modern because it's played in Pauper. Because like in Pauper you get Virtual Rangers. So like you cast an elf, get a token, tap those 2, make a mana. Cast an elf, get a token, make mana. Just like chain through elves. And I kind of want to figure out a way to do it in Modern with stuff.
I approve. I'm always down for the weird stuff. I like putting down cards that people will have to read.
So I want to try that in Modern. I just don't know how yet, because like 4 mana is a lot of it. It's like a big investment, and like sure I could jam it in there, but I also want to actually do well with it.
Yeah.
Unless you go on the plan of like you cut the shaman of the pack route, you don't play shaman. I mean, or you play like 1 shaman in the entire deck. Because you just make a bunch of tokens and just like 1 shaman will kill. Or you just abandon shaman and you're just strictly beat down.
Yeah.
So like that might be better off to playing like the green-white list where you can make infinite mana and just pump dudes out.
Sometimes it's okay to just beat down.
Or you do it in the no, that doesn't matter because if you're already comboing, I was gonna say you could do it in the Curio version that plays Cloudstone Curio and combos out via Cloudstone Curio. But then if you're already comboing out with Cloudstone Curio, you've probably just got another win con that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sometimes you look at cards and it's like Shane asked me about Planar Bridge
Okay.
the other day, and I'm like,
For Tron?
no, for me, for my deck, and I'm like, nah.
It's like
a really bad tooth and nail.
8 mana to play it, then 8
No,
mana.
it's 6 to cast and
8 to activate. So it's 14 mana to tutor a permanent and play it.
Yeah.
You're at that point better off just playing another Emrakul over it and getting to 15 and casting it.
Even if you play it for 6 and then next turn have 8 mana, like okay, that's fine, but for 9 mana I could kill you. Whereas for 8 mana I can put an Emrakul out, but I can't kill you necessarily.
Yeah, because it puts it into play, it doesn't even cast it.
Yeah.
It'd be different if you tutored it. Like if it said like search your library for a card, remove it from the game, and then you may cast it without paying its cost.
Yeah. But I'm sure they didn't do that for a reason.
Yeah, not whenever you had Emrakul, the Aeon, or not Aeon Storm, but the Promised Ended standard.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they already had Aetherworks Marvel, where you looked at 5 cards, you may cast 1 without paying its cost. Cast it. I was judging an event and I watched 9 Emrakuls get cast that day. In 1 game.
Wow.
In 1 game. The one guy's died and then he bought it back from the graveyard and cast it again from the hand. And the other ones were all cast off of Aetherworks Marvel.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Like, it's just like, alright, he's got an Emrakul down. He can't lose at this point. Alright, you take your extra turn. Spin the Marvel. Oh, look, I found an Emrakul of my own. Maybe like 2 or 3 were cast from the hand because the other one was like, alright, he has no outs. There's no way he can come back from this. He literally has to top deck Emrakul. Draw Emrakul. Alright, I'll cast my Emrakul. Oh my god. It was so frustrating to watch. I just wanted it to end. It took over an hour to play 1 game. game 1 took 1 hour and 10 minutes.
That is ridiculous.
And it was a top 8. So, like, there's no time limit.
No time limit? Oh, my goodness.
It was round 1 of the top 8.
That's awful.
This game, looking significantly worse for David. I have played the Elves versus Pardu.
Pardu. It's a Pardu up in here.
Versus the Mardu Pyromancer matchup. It's really grindy. It is a very grindy match. Like,
I haven't really played much against Mardu Pyromancer.
The one time I have gotten to play it, we're in round 4 or 5, not 2 anymore.
Also, they're not 2-0.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes we neglect to do these things. Because I didn't know what they were going into this round. So we're just gonna put them at 2-1 and 1-2. Actually, they might both be 1-2. No, that
we don't know what we're talking about, folks.
Yeah, I'm out of it at this point. But like our games took so long to play through. They're just long, grindy games. To where like game 2 I conceded early because like I didn't think I was gonna be able to win, and it would have been better off to just go to a game 3 than to waste like 6 more turns.
Yeah.
And like if like waste 6 turns, lose, and then we only have 5 minutes for game 3.
Yeah.
But we in this one. Let me fix that because Tennant is up 1-0.
I'd say he's probably not in a very good spot right now.
Nah. Ooh, definitely not once Last Hope comes down.
Yeah.
Last Hope's pretty good against Elves. Unless David might have had an Abrupt Decay in his hand, it looked like. I could have sworn I saw an Abrupt Decay in David's hand.
It's entirely possible. Yes. Pretty sure that is an Abrupt Decay.
Is he an Abrupt Decay or a Shaman? That is an Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, it's Abrupt Decay.
Let's just hope he'd fight the good fight, and it's gone.
Yikes.
Fight the good fight. He had an option last turn where he could have Abrupt Decayed the Liliana instead, but he chose not to. And now he's stuck with a handful of 4 drops. And Dwynen's Elite. Which if the Dreadbore is the other guy, Dwynen's Elite's not going to get him a token. But if David draws a 4th land, he's back in this with a company.
And he drew kind of a land.
No, it dies to an uptick from Liliana. But he now has a token. Guy with a token. There goes I'll take target your Lawn Elf. Attack you for 2.
Nope, past turn.
Oh, he doesn't want to lose his Last Hope. Oh, he's going to lose it anyway. And there it goes. I don't hate the attack. Just we're left with 16-14. I like the attacker with Dwynen's Elite. And it looks like it's going to be Bedlam Reveler. Bedlam Reveler might be a little bit of a wall to get over, but right now... Well, that's pretty bad. He drew 2 Bedlam Revelers off of his Bedlam Reveler. Attack for 2, dropping David to 12. Yeah. If there's only one thing... Oh, did you see that fist pump from David? He drew the Heritage Druid. Which means now he's going to be able to cast either his company or his messenger.
Looks like he went company.
And Essence Warden. You get to look at one more card. You have an Essence Warden in there and a Nissa Vastwood Seer.
Alright.
So that's going to find him a 4th land. Do you know what Vastwood Seer does?
No.
When it enters the battlefield...
that's the one that's
It's a flip walker.
Creature and then flips to a planeswalker, right? Okay.
Yep. So when it enters the battlefield, he's going to be able to tutor his library for a basic forest card or a basic land. Reveal it, put it into your hand. The second clause that's not going to do anything here is if you have 7, like when you play your 7th land, you transform it. When it transforms, the uptick says reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into play. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Down tick, I forget what the rest of them do. It's probably not going to flip here, but
yeah, he's still got a ways to go.
He's still got three lands to go before he can transform it. Yep, you do that, and then the backside says, oh yeah, -2, make a legendary 4/4 green elemental creature token and put it on the battlefield, named Ashaya, the Awoken World. And then -7 is untap up to 6 target lands. They become 6/6 elemental creatures. They're still lands.
So the ultimate is basically Garrick.
Yeah, the ultimate basically wins you the game.
Yeah.
On the spot.
Well, the Garrick that makes 6/6 worms, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For the greatest power among creatures you control?
No, it's for each land.
Okay.
It doesn't turn your lands into creatures, but it does give you a
6/6 worm for each creature. All right. That's the one that draws you a card for the greatest power among creatures you control for the other.
Yeah, that's I think it's
Primal
a
Hunter.
-3. Yeah, Primal Hunter.
Primal Hunter.
He makes it. He pluses to make a beast or minus to draw you cards.
All right, here comes Bedlam Reveler number 2. Discard this other one, get a Bolt, Blackleaf, Inquisition. None of those are really going to do anything, considering the last card in hand is a Sylvan Messenger. So Inquisition isn't going to find you anything. You know it's a Sylvan Messenger. Nope, Sylvan Messenger stays in your hand, David. He did get the, he's getting the prowess triggers, though, off of the Bedlam Reveler. So he now has a 5/6 Bedlam Reveler and 2 1/1 tokens flying in.
Seems alright.
He's going to chump off with the Vastwood Seer, I think. It did its job. It got him the 4th land, so now I can cast anything.
Yeah, and it was not going to flip.
He's going to tap. What you got?
I don't know what that is.
That's Shaman of the Pack.
Okay.
Shaman of the Pack. Nope, we're going to go in on the Seer. He's going to reveal the top 4 cards of his library and put any number of elves from among them into his hand. He only found another Shaman. Womp. Womp. Oh yeah, I neglected that David gained life off of the
Essence Word.
Yep. See, double black, a Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb doesn't have a good number here though. 1 ideally, but like everything that David has is currently a 1-drop or a 4-drop. So David's at 11, not 10. Man, I'm out of it tonight. I am. All right, Essence Word comes in.
Shane, you're right, but we're having a hard time today. I'm pretty much always tired, and Wyatt is also losing it tonight. What did you lose? He literally lost something now.
Elves. My deck. I'll be back. I'm gonna go find my deck.
Okay. Wyatt has put his deck somewhere, so he needs to go. He needs to go find that because he loaned it out tonight. I assume it was given back to him. This has been much more of a game than it appeared that it was going to be in the beginning. Seemed really slow going into it. Okay, so it looks like a Collective Brutality. Looks like they're working on the life totals down there. Seems like they're still kind of lost on figuring out the life there on that.
Alright, I'm back. Found him.
Good job. I was floundering.
Well,
He
it's
cast a
okay.
collective brutality.
I saw that. Well, I heard about that. They were like, "Hey, did you see him shaman?" I was like, "No." Let's walk around the shop, dude. My guy. I don't know what's going on. Shane, he does play Collected Company in here. And instead of Lead the Stampede, he's playing the Elvish Messenger, which I'm not gonna lie. I played that for a bit too. I played Messenger. It was another attacking body. But we're in an uphill battle now, and I don't think David's going to be able to get out of this one.
We're getting knocked back down to kind of where we started.
Yeah, we out of this. The only thing that claws him out of it is nothing. I'm going to say, company, no, that's not a collected company. That's a Shaman of the Pack for one.
Yeah, get wrecked.
I'm not even gonna bother life totals because David, you looking dead, boy. Alright. Reset to 20 is 1-1. I bet Brandon will never make that mistake again trying to K command a Azuri with an archer down.
Yeah, it's always it feels bad to make those mistakes, but at the same time I'd rather learn those things at an F&M whenever you're 1 and 2 than learn it at like a GP or an open that you traveled to, paid the money to enter, and then you're like, oh, good, okay,
because they're expensive to enter.
Yeah.
Opens have a $50 entry fee, and a GP has a $80 entry fee. Yeah.
So much better to learn those bad things now. Like, did you talk to Reha about the Grafdigger's Cage?
No. I assumed he knew. Like I said, I assumed it was probably more shut down like the Gristle brand, bring back Gristle brand and such.
Yeah, you can't kill a not activated.
It literally says on the card, destroy all non-land permanents without a fate counter on them.
Okay, so it's non-land because Inkmoth is still a land, right?
Inkmoth's still a land when it gets animated.
Yeah.
But if you're fighting the good fight, you could have gotten a Rex Sage and destroyed an Inkmoth with a Rex Sage.
Yes.
Shane, it doesn't matter. It's still a land. Even if it was activated, it still is a land, even if it's a creature as well.
I think he gets that.
So, I wouldn't do it if I didn't know Shane.
Ugh.
Sucks to suck, boy.
The first states event that I ever played in, I played against literally I played like 5 rounds, and I played against Infect and Affinity, and when I played Affinity I still lost 2 poison counters.
Nice.
In every round. It was
I mean, the
most
thing is
miserable day of
like,
Magic.
I don't think people realize how often Affinity actually just wins on Infect too.
Yeah.
Like, that's an all. That's another win con. And we got Blooming Marsh into Nykthos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we in nothing from David's side of the board, even on turn 2. What are you doing?
Maybe he should have mulliganed.
Hey, maybe he's just counting on these like a handful of companies.
Maybe. How many Nykthos do you run?
None.
Okay.
I've completely cut Nykthos out of my list. For the most part, Westville Abbey's just better most of the time. Like, at the time you're activating Nykthos, you're usually so far ahead that it doesn't matter.
That makes sense.
Where, like, there are times where Westville Abbey, like I was saying earlier, like against a Wormcoil engine, they've got it down, you can't beat through it, but you can activate Westville Abbey, transform, and just push 9 damage over top of it.
Yeah.
Wormcoil engine.
You also can't. You don't have a way to untap it. Like for me, Nykthos
is really
is
good.
better because I can usually use it multiple times and just keep building and drawing cards. Elves, like you can draw a few cards, but that's not really what you're trying to do.
That's 5 cards. You get to look at one more, and it looks like a Visionary and a Twins Elite are probably gonna be the picks here. And triggers go on the stack.
Yep.
I would expect to see a Bolt. I would expect to see a Bolt with the trigger on the stack, and then he wouldn't get the token. David just kind of rushed into putting the token down.
Okay, he pushed it. Same difference.
Pushed the Twin. No, but what I was gonna say is with trigger on the stack, he can bolt the Visionary.
Yeah, so he doesn't get the,
and then he
the
doesn't
trigger
get
there.
When it checks, yeah. Actually, no, it doesn't. I do believe it says when it enters the battlefield. It might be. It has to be there when the trigger goes onto the stack. I don't remember if you get the token on whether it checks on resolution or on the ability going on the stack. Your when Winsley enters the battlefield, if you control another elf, create a 1/1. I'm pretty sure he still gets the token actually, regardless. Just because the way it would resolve, the trigger.
They resolve at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
so they're Brendan acknowledging Collector Company resolving on resolution. They're both on the field.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be no period where Brandon receives priority before the triggers go on the stack. Triggers then go on the stack. This one will go on the stack because he does have another elf.
What?
Dreadbore, the Dwayne is elite.
What killed the Pyromancer?
I'm gonna assume probably an abrupt decay or something. It's a Rex Sage.
Completely missed that.
It's a Rex Sage, a Fog, and something else in David's hand.
Fog?
Mm-hmm. Looks like a pump spell to protect his elf. Interesting. We'll let it be. Let it be. 15 to 20. Flashback. Some souls. Get some more dudes.
Flying dudes.
Yeah, some flying boys. This is an archer. Yeah, it is. Although I do believe Brandon still has a bolt in hand. Or something. Terminate. That destroys something. It can't be regenerated. And takes 3, goes to 12. Three mana, what is it? A Liliana. And that's
Gonna start wiping out some.
That's gonna nearly seal the deal here because Liliana's so good in this matchup.
Yeah.
Playing Elves, behind Ugin the Spirit Dragon, Liliana's probably like the one planeswalker that I just look at and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I can beat this.
Yeah. Because she's killing an elf every turn. Since it's a plus, it's not even a minus like with Lily of the Veil. Like,
there's no downside to it. And get your Rex Sage out there. It's not going to destroy anything, but going to make the attack for 1 on Liliana. Got to keep it in check. Don't want her making zombies. Loot, which is just mill 2 now. I don't really like cast Faithless Looting unless you have cards in hand. No, he's down ticking to try to buy something back. He might have a Reveler in there. Yep. Cast Reveler. Draw 3. And Faithless Looting. Maybe I would potentially see like cast this Faithless Looting, pitch a Souls, flashback Souls here. It's not great, but like, yeah, that would be the play I would expect to see. Draw 2, pitch those 2 land. No, keep a land. There we go. Fetch. I also would have maybe liked to see a fetch before looting. Less likely to find land.
Yeah.
But the Mardu Pyromancer deck, for having 3 colors, it actually plays a lot of basics. It plays like 4 or 5 basics, which compared to three color decks, that's a lot of basics.
Yeah. So does David have 1 card in hand, it looks like?
Yep.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, David is untapped. Didn't do anything and said go. I didn't say... I thought Brandon already activated something, but no. David just untapped, drew his card, and said go.
Unfortunate.
So, it's looking like this might be game on David. Like, against David. Like, Brandon may just have this game locked up. I need sleep. I need it.
At least we're chugging through the rounds tonight. Like,
Dude.
this is the round 4, and it's pretty much over.
Yeah,
and it's not even 10 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
Not quite.
And we start at 9:30. Basically on the button. I tried my hardest to get started at 9:30 exactly. So we're trucking. Most rounds have been finishing about 10 minutes early. Then we go into round 5. I give out some Opt Boys, some Teferis, looking at some stones with the Teferi in the background, looking at a globe or whatever that guy in the background is.
They look nice either way.
That flavor text. The crystal pulsed with the power of Teferi's Planeswalker Spark. Had Joyra given him a blessing or a curse? Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so where are we at now? We're looking, honestly, at a pretty dead David Tennant right now. Not gonna lie. It's looking a little rough on David's side. Like if we had an advantage bar, it would be off the charts. Bolt you, take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11 total. I think that puts him at 2. Sorry, not 11 total, but they'll bring him to 5, yeah, because of the bolt. I didn't realize you'd already ticked down.
It's not like you're a mathematician.
Well, no, I didn't realize that David had taken the 3 life off from the bolt already.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, so he's at whatever that plus 14, whatever. I thought he was at 13, not 16. Or, yeah. And that would be the win for Brandon Wolfe, taking down David Tennant 2 games to 1. And we're going to go down. Hopefully this one should be nearly over and we can get straight into round number 5.
And nobody kicked our camera
Amazing.
this whole round.
After I went down and fixed it at the start. But we'll be right back with round 5